Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. This is a run-in.
I was just jamming out to the entrance tune. I'm Cole 2K.
Yeah, did you like that?
I did like it. Yeah,
you got to see it for the first time on the last episode. Yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.
Shout out to Aggro with you.
Indeed, shout out to Aggro for the musical intro. Shout out to Andrew for the video intro. Andrew's working on that new logo still. We'll see what comes of that. But for the time being, we are here for another ranked episode. This one was Cole's idea, and I cannot believe that it hasn't come up before, quite honestly. We are going to rank every match stipulation, or stipulation match, however you'd like to say it. Gimmick matches of all kinds. So, spoilers. This encompasses WWE, AEW, and even a couple of TNA matches for the first time. We're bringing in TNA and NXT. I should say NXT as a match in here as well. But I tried to get as many as I possibly could. This is created by me, so I did some research to get this created. I'm not really happy with the way the text turned out. It's a little small, but I think I did pretty well. There are some notable ones that are missed, but they're kind of adjacent to other matches, and we'll kind of go over that as we go through all the matches here. But we'll see how it goes. I'm very interested to see our opinions on this.
Yeah.
They are in alphabetical order, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start off with 2 out of 3 falls. 2 out of 3 falls match.
Just a straight 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? I just realized I missed a match already. I'm sure you could guess based on what this match is.
Iron Man?
Nope.
Okay.
It has a number in it. It doesn't happen very often. Often. Three stages of hell.
Oh, okay.
Which is basically the same as a 2 out of 3 falls. It's just mixed in with, stipulations of other kinds. It's like the first match is this.
The gimmick match
is this.
Of gimmick matches.
Exactly, yeah. So I think we can kind of mix that in with this one a little bit. I think it's okay. I think the biggest issue with it is that 9 times out of 10, it always goes to the last fall.
It is.
So in that sense, it's really gimmicky.
I'm sure it's happened once or twice, but like you said, it's going to go to 3 falls.
I can only remember one time where it went two straight falls in a row, and it was in NXT. I think it was during the Black and Gold era. Somebody won twice in a row. I think it was Tommaso Ciampa, if I remember correctly. But I think they're fun, but I don't think it really adds anything to a basic match. So I would say I would put it at meh.
Yeah, I'd probably put it at meh. I mean, it's not one that you would normally... you might use it as one to end a feud.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you might usually see the best use of a gimmick match.
Yeah.
Would be to end a feud.
It's not terrible. It's not bad. It's not good either, though, just because it's, there's much better gimmick matches to end a feud on than a 2 out of 3 falls. All right. Next one is an ambulance / casket / stretcher match. They're all pretty much the same thing. It's get your opponent in or on something and either close the door or move the thing to a certain location. They're all pretty much the same thing. There's actually more variants than that. Those are the only 3 that I could think of. But there's definitely been other ones. I think there was one where it was get them in a hearse match.
I mean, to me, that's the same as a ambulance.
Exactly. Yeah. So these are all kind of the same thing. Personally, I find them all cheesy. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think they're cheesy. Sorry, keep getting up.
No, you're good.
Kind of like
I just
this
don't.
one. It's not so much a feud ender.
No, it's kind
This
of just
one's
it's in the middle somewhere. That's
this one's kind of like a stepping stone to get to another gimmick match,
yeah, exactly.
like a last
I
man standing or a cage match.
yeah, I would put this in bad. I don't like these. Like the only memorable match of any of these that I can think of off the top of my head would be the and maybe it wasn't even an ambulance match. Maybe it was something else. But I remember Shane McMahon doing a running, what does he call it, coast to coast from the top of an ambulance to Kane on the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that may have been a stretcher match, but I think it falls in this category. But that's like the only thing I can remember from any of these matches that's like super memorable.
I
So
mean the
I would.
casket matches are usually pretty memorable.
Are they though?
Um,
Name the best casket match you've ever seen.
no, I'm sorry, not casket match. The Buried Alive is what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, that's on this list later. Then.
Casket
Yeah.
match. Now that's the one where Shawn Michaels broke his back
It's true.
when he did the dive or whatever it was and landed
Yeah,
on the
that's notable
base
for a
of his
bad
back.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I would put this in bad personally. I don't.
Now there was a casket match where Undertaker got put in the casket and then Orton burned
Lit
the
it on
hell out of the
fire.
casket. Yeah, Orton and his dad just obliterated it on fire.
After chopping it up with a giant axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So that one.
So maybe it gets boosted up to meh, bottom of meh,
I would put it top of May.
top. You would say it's better than a 2 out of 3 falls match, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'll go with that for now. All right. Our first AEW one, Anarchy in the Arena / what's the other one called? Stadium Stampede.
Stadium Stampede.
Yeah. This is trash. I hate these matches so much. There's zero focus. The camera's constantly changing because none of them know what each other's doing. So it's just chaos.
Well, that's why it's Anarchy. Right?
I just don't think it makes for an entertaining. It's definitely not a storytelling thing. It's just a bunch of guys beating the shit out of each other. And
the only issue I have with it is too many people.
Yeah.
I think
10 people.
If it's 3-on-3, it could be better. Definitely a tag. 2v2 would be a lot better.
But then it's just like a tornado tag match at that point. You know what I mean?
See, like Anarchy in the Arena, I think, of course, it shows my age. I'm thinking the Gangsters in ECW. Like those New Jack. Those type of matches in ECW.
Yeah.
That's basically the origination of that type of Anarchy in the Arena match. Those were fun to watch.
What was the one in ECW? At least I think it was ECW, where it was like 6 stacks of tables, and then there was like a hanging thing at the top.
That was Brian Lee and.
I thought it was New Jack in that.
There was one with New Jack. That was.
Oh no! You know who I'm thinking of is it's one of the members of not Private Party, Public Enemy. One of the guys from Public Enemy was in one, wasn't he? He like fell and went through like 6 different tiers of tables. It was like
could have been.
It was brutal.
I think the one that went through all the tables was Brian Lee, but I think that might have been with Public Enemy in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the one that was kind of notorious was New Jack, and
gotcha.
I don't know if that was the Vic Grimes one where he missed a bunch of tables and landed on the ring rope.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah.
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 But yeah, like the Anarchy, the old ones like ECW ones, those were Those
Do
were
we
fun to
consider
watch.
those a part of this, though?
No, not for
Yeah,
Anarchy in the Arena.
yeah. So if we're strictly basing this on the AEW style of Anarchy in the Arena and Stadium Stampede, I'd put
Uh,
it. I'd put it at the bottom of meh. Because there is some entertaining value to it. It is, it's chaos and it's probably entertaining for the live crowd, but I don't personally like them. I would personally put it in trash, but I would go as high as the bottom of meh. If you think it, or you think it higher or lower.
Meh. I mean, there's been a couple memorable moments, but I think on the whole,
Yeah.
just because of the people that have been in them, for
Oh
me,
yeah,
they've been pretty
waste of
rough.
talent. Putting Cesaro in there when he should be having like a 5-star classic.
Eddie Kingston was a good one.
Yeah, yeah. There's some guys that are meant for that match, and then there's others where it's just
Yeah,
like, why are you in here? Daniel Bryan was in one at one point, or that Bryan Danielson.
yeah.
Yeah,
The whole BCC was.
yeah.
That's one that he was in against the Elite.
The Elite. All right, so we're saying right here.
Yep.
Okay, a standard battle royal, not a Royal Rumble. This is a standard battle royal where they're all in the ring at the same time, and then they start fighting and throw each other out. Pretty bad, I'd have to say. Pretty bad. It's not. It's just like I don't know. Like it always the first like 10 minutes of those matches are always boring. It's just like 20
Yeah, it
guys
was bad.
punching and kicking. It's always the last like 2 minutes that ends up being
No,
entertaining.
you you kind of get an idea on who's going to win based on who gets an entrance and who doesn't.
Yeah, yeah. Or if you watch the match, who's hiding?
All right.
Like who's not doing a whole lot to get protected, basically. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say bad. This was our first bad, I think. It's very old school. I just don't think it didn't work. I don't think it ever really worked. Okay. Beat the clock. So the beat the cock challenge.
No,
Beat the clock challenge. For those of you who have never seen one,
that's a different
uh,
tube site.
that is not, yeah, definitely not YouTube. Go somewhere else for that. Beat the clock challenge is pretty rare, but it occasionally happens, and it's usually on Raw or SmackDown. And essentially, it is a gauntlet match, but a twist on the gauntlet match in which it starts with two competitors, and they are timed. And once someone wins, oh no, it isn't like a gauntlet match. I'm confusing them. So it's basically a series of matches that compete against one another for the fastest win. So the first match, let's say it was finished in 6 minutes. Well, the next one has to beat that in order to stay in the game.
Yep.
And at the end of it, whoever has the fastest win out of 4 or 5 matches is declared the winner, and they're usually given something like an advantage in a elimination chamber match, like you're the last one to come out of the pods, or they would give like spot number 30 in the Royal Rumble to that person. There's always some sort of gift reward for beating the clock. I like the beat the clock challenge personally. I think it's exciting.
I definitely like the idea of it.
Yeah.
But it needs to have a good stake. It needs to have
Yes.
something at stake that is meaningful.
I liked when they did the last to enter the chamber was for that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's been I think the last one we had was with the women. I think Flair was involved with it. I just remember her having somebody in the figure 8 and the clock in the background was ticking. But I don't specifically remember who it was against or anything like that. But I think it's a very fun concept. And that last match always is exciting, Actually, all of them are exciting because they always keep the clock on the Titantron while the match is happening, so you can see, how close they are to beating the time. Or once the time expires, the match ends, which is kind of cool concept as well. So,
the first match counts up, the second match counts down.
I think this is their first good. I like this one.
I like good.
Good.
I like good.
Oh, all right. We might have our first trash coming up. Blindfold. There hasn't been many.
Yeah. The last one I can really remember. No, there was a Triple H against.
Eugene?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I remember Chavo against Jacqueline. I think it was.
The most memorable one for me is Jake the Snake against Rick Martel in a WrestleMania match.
Was that the
I
one
do
where they
believe.
had masks over their head, basically?
Sacks.
Remember-
They had pretty much
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
burlap
Like
sacks.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can this be anything other than trash?
No,
I don't know,
I don't
man.
think so.
No, it's like you need to be able to see in order to have a wrestling match. And I understand that
And
they can technically see,
they really
but
do.
yeah, but it's
Yeah,
just
it's
dumb
muffled, but
concept.
yeah, they can see.
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's like wearing a Halloween costume where you have these little like peepholes to look
Yeah.
through, and you're like, "Oh man, that'd be dangerous." But yeah, I think it's nonsense. Oh Lord, I have a feeling this is going to be a controversial one. I think Cole's going to go straight for goat on this one. Bra and panties match. Please don't say goat. Let's just go
I
straight for
won't.
trash.
Nah, definitely not saying goat.
Okay. It's straight trash. It's so. It hasn't aged well. You know. If you want booty, there's better places to go than WWF, WWE.
I mean, I wouldn't say straight to trash.
Okay, lowest on bad and no higher.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they are memorable, but are they memorable to women? That's a big question.
In the right spot. A good bra
on
and
your
panty
wording.
match. In the right spot on the card. A good bra and panty match could be needed.
Just to break up the masculinity.
Well, so I mean, so think
The
AEW,
machismo.
right?
Yeah.
You've got let's see, Kyle Fletcher against Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be a really, really good match, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the main event, you've got Kenny Omega against Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Another really, really good match, right? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What do you put in between them? That might be a spot for a bra and panty match. Something just to break up.
A cool down.
A cool down, yeah.
I guess.
So that's why I say don't put it straight to trash without giving it thought. But I'd probably still say bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than a blindfold match.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't think it's better than a battle royal, though.
I mean, it honestly would. No, probably not.
Yeah. Not unless it's a battle royal about bra and panties match. Then it might. Then it might be okay. All right, low
based
bad.
on a lot of the women's attire, they're almost all bra and panties.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point, Mickey James. It's a fair point.
Yeah.
All right, bra and panties it is. All right, this one you mentioned earlier, Buried Alive. Obviously, a match that we will probably never see again. If we do, it's gonna be a long time.
I don't think we should.
Yeah.
This was always a good one. Yep, this was always a good one to write him off for 6 months or so.
Every single time there was a Buried Alive match, it was like, oh, Taker's going to take a vacation.
Yep. Or somebody is.
Somebody going away for a while. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Taker lost almost all of them except for one.
I think so.
I'm trying to remember which one he may have won. Because how do you bury a lot? Was it Mankind, maybe?
Stone Cold, maybe. I mean, I think I remember Vince or somebody helping throw Stone Cold down.
But how do you kill Stone Cold in a buried alive match and then he's fine?
5?
You know what I mean?
There's been more than 5, right?
Buried alive matches? While
Yeah.
you're looking it up.
Yeah.
Every buried alive match ever. Let's see.
I'll see one that ranks 5, but it says in the headline every buried alive match
Huh.
ranked from worst to best.
Yeah, there's only been 5. I've checked a few locations. Stone Cold defeated Undertaker. Undertaker defeated Mankind. There we go. There's the one. Oh, Undertaker and Big Show defeated Rock and Sock Connection. How do you how do you bury the Rock and Mankind? So Undertaker has lost 3 out of the 5.
But
How did they
the
how did
main
they
one I remember
explain?
was Undertaker beat Mankind. No, Mankind beat Undertaker, right? Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah, Undertaker beat Mankind.
Yeah. Undertaker beat Mankind. Stone Cold beat Taker. Undertaker and Big Show beat Mankind and The Rock. Vince beat Taker and Kane beat Taker. Those are your 5. So how they brought back Mankind from the grave twice and The Rock got buried? Like, what happened there?
The one that I remember the most was when the lightning struck the grave, and then you saw the Undertaker's hand come up out of it.
I don't know which one that was. Must have been early. It's probably the one where he lost against Stone Cold.
Yeah.
There's only been 5. Buried alive. Wasn't there? Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, what was the one with Paul Bearer getting killed? He's like in a cement truck or something.
I was at a Great American Bash.
Yeah. Was that not a buried alive?
No.
Or was that just a standard match and the object was for Taker to save Paul Bearer, and then he killed him anyway? God, that was so cheesy. It's like a concrete truck match.
Crypt Keeper match. Concrete Crypt match.
Oh my God. That's not on our list, spoilers.
That is not on our list. Spoiler,
No. Okay, I don't know where to put Buried Alive because there's only been 5 of them. And not all of them are memorable, obviously, because like I remember the one where Kane betrayed Taker, because that was where Taker came back as Dead Man Taker for the first time. And then I remember
when they buried the American Badass gimmick.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. And then I remember the tag team match one because I specifically remember Big Show throwing Mankind off the stage into the hole. But other than that, the other 3 I don't have much memory of, honestly.
No, the American Badass one was the one that Vince beat him in.
Yes. Kane came out and helped Vince win after making some sort of explosion on the truck. It was weird.
Yeah. Your favorite?
I guess we have to put this at the bottom of good. I can't think of putting it higher than that. But I can't think of putting it lower than an ambulance match.
It's definitely not meh. I'll
Yeah,
allow it. Good. Bottom of good.
bottom of good. All right, a standard chair match, which is basically just an ODQ match, but you can only use chairs. I mean, it's meh. I would say it's like, why did you do a chair match and not just just a street fight? You know?
Either bad or meh. Top of bad or bottom of meh. I
Yeah, I'm
mean, it's
thinking
just a
bottom.
chair.
Yeah, it's
Just a
just
chair.
chairs. Yeah, I would say bottom of meh or top of bad.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to go for?
Bottom meh.
Okay. All right, the next one's a weird one. Cinematic match. So I've included the Firefly Funhouse match, the Boneyard match, Matt Hardy's crazy, whatever you call
Broken
those,
deletion, final
broken and
deletion,
yeah, all that
second to
stuff.
last deletion. You thought the last one was a final deletion, but this one's really the final deletion.
Yeah, all those ones. There was like a swamp match with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman, I think.
That was the Randy Orton one where he was like going through some kind of haunted house looking for Bray Wyatt or something like that.
Yeah, 90% of these are during the pandemic era, the no audience era. Except for the final deletion stuff. That was, I think, at least I think those weren't during the pandemic.
The original ones weren't, no.
No.
Um,
So this one's tough because some of them are great, and then others are pretty weird. The Boneyard match is great. Love that match.
Boneyard match, I'd say, is amazing.
Yeah. But then you have the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena that was just freaking weird. It wasn't
That
even a
was
match.
really weird.
Yeah. I mean, it was entertaining, but was it
Was
a
it,
match? I mean, it was cool seeing John come out as like an NWO guy and
Yeah.
like a Hulk Hogan dude and all this like, you know, it was more of a segment than a match though. Like, I don't understand how there was a winner or a loser in that.
Right.
So I didn't like that part of it. I've only seen one of the final deletions, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. I don't think I ever saw the one you're talking about with Orton and Bray. I didn't see the Swamp one. What other ones are there?
There's been a couple in NXT too, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, probably during the pandemic. Maybe, I suspect that Orton and Edge may have had one as well because they were feuding a lot during the pandemic. But I don't specifically recall.
Oh, do we have the greatest wrestling match ever?
We do
match
not.
on here?
We can throw that in here.
No,
It's
we don't.
kind
Need
of
to.
okay. Yeah, I don't know where to put this. It's so wide ranging.
So there's one that I would kind of the bar fight with Sheamus and Jeff Hardy.
Oh, I don't remember that
Remember
one.
that one?
I'll have to look that one up. Was that on a paper?
Firefly Inferno match. No, that was just a episode of SmackDown.
We do have Inferno matches on here, so we'll get to that one.
Okay. Haunted House of Terror. That's what I was thinking of with Dexter Loomis and Cameron Grimes.
Oh, okay, cool. I liked Cameron Grimes.
Okay.
Man, where do we put this though?
I say good. I mean, the concept is great. Just the execution hasn't always been there.
Where in good do you think? Bottom of good?
Middle of good.
Okay. All right. The death match, which has been not used in WWE or TNA. It's been used in AEW, and the indies use it all the time. This is the one basically where it's basically it's like 10% wrestling and 90% backyard, hitting you with items, light tubes, lots of blood, probably some barbed
Pizza
wire in
cutters,
there, pizza cutters.
explosives.
Yeah, just chaos. Brian Cage style matches, you know. This one's going to be tough. This one's going to be tough for me because it's so hard to gauge them because on one hand, they are entertaining for the masochists. And then there's the opinion of that it's everything that's wrong with wrestling, you know? And then there's examples that are really bad, you know, where they go so far over the top that it's kind of stupid. Like the what was that? Was it a C4 match in
AEW.
AEW? Yeah, the one where it was like a bunch of sparklers and some fireworks.
Exploding ring death
Yeah,
match or something like that.
yeah, that was awful. But then you get stuff in Japan that's just insane.
Yeah,
You
like those
know,
old, like the tournaments that Mick Foley, Terry Funk were in.
yeah,
The guy that,
crazy stuff.
I don't know, he doesn't still do it anymore. Not NATO. They did a Dark Side of the Ring on him.
Brian Cage?
No.
Or not Brian Cage. I know who you're talking about.
Onita.
Oh,
Atsushi
no, okay.
Onita.
Am I thinking of? Is Brian Cage the guy I'm thinking of?
Yeah. Brian Cage
I
is the
thought
guy that was on AEW, the one with the pizza cutter. His big gimmick is a pizza cutter.
Who's the big roided out guy in AEW that I thought his name was Brian
Cage.
What was it?
Brian Cage.
That's what I just said. Brian Cage.
Just no.
They're not the same name?
Justin Gage.
No. Oh.
No.
No, that doesn't sound right. Something Gage? So
Nick
Brian
Cage.
Nick Gage. There we go.
Yeah,
That's who
Nick
I'm thinking
Gage.
about. Yeah, Brian Cage is the big roided out guy.
Yeah.
I got those mixed up. Yeah. Nick Gage. Yeah, Nick Gage is crazy. That's yeah. So I don't know how we fairly rate this because it just depends on your taste. You know? For some people this is gross and disgusting and over the top and stupid, and then for other people it's entertaining and you know you're getting your thirst for blood and violence, and I just don't know how to rate it.
To me, it's the same as cinematic. The concept is great. Execution, though.
Yeah, execution is usually pretty terrible. It's just random things hitting people. It's two guys hitting each other with items, and that's it. There's no real story to it. You know, I recently watched Matt Cardona's death match with Brian Cage. Yes, I think it was Brian Cage.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. Fuck, I combined their names this time. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I guess bottom of good. I think I could do.
Almost like we have to.
It's almost like I should be disqualified.
Some of them have been so great, though.
Yeah.
And good.
Yeah. I don't think we can put it any higher than. I mean, it's not as good as a Buried Alive because at least Buried Alive has like these cool stories and moments.
Bottom of good. Yes, Sim. Brown Panties is bad.
Yes, it's bad. Elimination Chamber.
Great.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. It's
the first few years I would have said amazing, but it's kind of been
watered down,
a little neutered from what it was originally.
Yeah, they got rid of the steel grates, and now they're just pads on the outside. It's a little less barbaric, a little less intense, which is good for the wrestlers, but it makes for a little less of a chaotic thing. But I agree. I would put this in great. There's been some absolute classics.
The original.
You know, and yeah, the original with HBK winning it.
Yep.
still to this day is the biggest pop I've ever heard.
Him and his brown pants.
Yeah, that poor guy. The last time he wins the world title and he forgets to bring his gear.
Oh, we got a request to zoom out a little bit.
Oh, there's nothing in the GOAT category yet. We're still waiting. So Elimination Chamber, our first great.
So we passed by where it would be. Barbed wire match.
Yeah, I didn't include that because I've personally never seen one.
Who? Sabu versus Terry Funk. ECW. I'd recommend it.
Okay. I'll look it up. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen footage of barbed wire matches where the ropes are barbed wire. Like Foley was in one. I think they may have done it in AEW once, but I haven't actually seen like a full match from start to finish. So
yeah, that was the barbed wire exploding death.
Oh, was that the exploding ring
match? Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you put it if you could rank it? The sparklers. Yeah.
Now, I mean, that match I would put in. I would lump that in with the death match. Barbed wire match I would put in great. Just namely, for just that Terry Funk versus Sabu match.
It's that good, eh? I'll have to add that to my list. Yeah. I think. Do you remember what pay-per-view it was at? Because I have all the ECW pay-per-views, so I can just watch that tonight. Oh, well, then I definitely don't have it. It might be on YouTube at some point.
Yeah. I'll try to find it.
Yeah.
That's a Facebook.
That's okay. We can look it up later.
Yep.
Just add it to our list of stuff. Next match is a combined match. Falls Count Anywhere / Hardcore. So this is not a street fight. This is not any of those types, because in those the falls only count in the ring. This is specifically Falls Count Anywhere Hardcore, because those two share basically the same idea, which is fight anywhere, pin anywhere. I think the problem with this match is that they never seem to utilize it to its fullest potential. I can starkly remember maybe a couple of matches that use it properly. It seems like most of the time they end up back in the ring, and I'm like, isn't this supposed to be a Falls Count Anywhere match? Like, why did you not end it in a crazy place?
Yeah.
Like the only one I can think of off the top of my head was Miz versus Bray Wyatt when they finished. I think Miz did like a suplex on to Bray off of like a big scaffold. Falls Count Anywhere / Hardcore is what we're currently talking about. And I can't really think of any other like supreme examples of great Falls Count Anywhere matches. Now I can think of a lot of hardcore matches, standard hardcore matches, but all of them are pretty gimmicky.
The one that Edge and Orton had during the pandemic, was that the Last Man Standing?
That may have been Last Man Standing, yeah, which is a separate one here.
Okay, so that was Last Man Standing. Okay.
Yeah, so this is specifically Falls Count Anywhere and hardcore matches.
So that OG hardcore title.
It had its moments.
Yes, it did.
It was very gimmicky, though. Like when I think the hardcore title, I think like
Al Snow, Hardcore Holly going in the river.
Yeah, Taz. I think of
Crash Holly.
I think of Crash Holly. I think of Maven and Goldust at WrestleMania 18. I think of that absolutely terrible hardcore championship scramble match at WrestleMania 2000, I think it was,
Where
where
it
they had like
changed hands
20
like 15
guys.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
But then, I mean, technically, couldn't someone pin the person after the match ended because it's anytime, as long as you got a
yeah,
referee, you can
yeah,
pin a man anytime, right?
yeah. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, the match is over, but it's still technically a 24/7 rule, so you can
Yeah.
still go after him if you want to. Yeah, it was dumb. Unless maybe they explained it away on TV. Maybe they were like, you'll have a match, and then you have like a 1 hour, no
Reprieve.
go, yeah, reprieve zone. I don't know. This is a tough one because it's just one of those things where it's like, can you think of a moment from a Falls Count Anywhere match? The only one I thought of was Miz and Bray Wyatt. Like, is there nothing else we can think of off the top of our head that stands as a Falls Count? Because you would think that this type of match would be amazing, but it's never really been capitalized well.
I probably could, but was it a false count anywhere? Or was it a
Street fight or
street
DQ or
Yeah.
Those are different. That's a different category. We have to be very clear about this. This is specifically where a match you can pin someone anywhere. I remember Rhino doing a gore into a shopping cart. I don't remember what that was. I think that was just a hardcore match. I mean, there was. I guess I do remember a hardcore match. There was the triple threat at WrestleMania 17: Raven, Big Show, and Kane. That one's pretty infamous.
Sasha Banks against Charlotte. When Sasha had Charlotte wrapped around the guardrail going down the aisle.
Why don't I remember that? Oh, that's why, because it's on Raw. Yeah, I didn't watch Raw for a long time. Yeah, man, I would put this at the bottom of good. I don't think I can go any higher because it's just, when you try and think of memorable moments, it doesn't go. All of the ones that I'm thinking of are not Falls Count Anywhere hardcore. They would fall into the other category that we have later on.
You said bottom of good?
Yeah, I don't think I can put it higher than that.
That works.
Okay. All right. Fatal 4-way / Fatal 5-way / Fatal 6-way. In other words, first pinfall wins, multi-man match.
Bad. Just too much.
Wow. I don't know if I would go that low. I would say top of meh, personally. I think out of all the matches that are below, that are meh and lower, I would rather see a fatal 4-way.
For that many, I would prefer elimination.
Elimination Chamber.
Well, fair. I mean, not necessarily elimination chamber. Just
elimination match.
Yeah, just an elimination match,
which we don't have on the list.
Where you dwindle it down. Another one we don't have. Well, yeah, another one we don't have on there is like a casino gauntlet.
No, we do have a gauntlet match, so we can probably just put it in there, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we put it above Anarchy in the Arena?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I could go there. All right, the Fight Pit, a very rare match. This was basically just Matt Riddle's match. Many have probably never even heard of it, but it's basically a cage that surrounds the ring like a steel cage match, but then above the steel cage, there's basically like a walkway that goes around the ring. So it's like a steel cage match, but with an added layer of something extra, and you can't escape. You can't escape from the cage. You're in there. Probably the most infamous one was Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins, which was a great match.
Timothy Thatcher.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great.
Can we
That
lump
may have
in
been.
Lions Den
Mhm.
match?
I have that separate. I do have that
Oh,
on the
that is
list.
separate. Okay.
Yeah. What was sorry, fight pit match. I'm just gonna see if there was more than two. 'Cause there may have only been two.
Riddle versus Rollins.
I can't seem to find anything other than that. Other than that one. Maybe they called it something
There's been
different. Three?
Yep.
Oh,
Matt Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher.
And Timothy Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep. And Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cage Match. Shout out to Cage Match.
Shout out to Cage. Yeah, I love the fight pit. I wish they would use it more often. Did they only use it during the pandemic?
I don't think so.
No?
Let's see, what was the...
Because I'm trying to picture it in front of a crowd, and my brain's not giving me that.
No, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins was October of 2022, so that was definitely...
Oh, that would definitely be in post. Huh. I don't remember there being a crowd for that. That's weird.
Extreme Rules, 22.
Extreme Rules. You said December? 22?
October.
October 22. Yeah, I would assume we were well past crowds being back. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I think it's great. I wouldn't... because there's only three, I don't think I could put it above Elimination Chamber. But I would put it right below Elimination Chamber.
Yep. That works for me.
All right, next one is First Blood. Not a match you see anymore.
No.
Anywhere. Like, the last First Blood match probably would have been, like, somewhere in the 2000s, I would guess. At the latest.
I can tell you. Shout out to Cage Match.
Let's see. January 2008, looks like. Was what? It was on Raw, and it was Triple H and William Regal. What? Yeah. January 7th, 2008. Triple H defeated William Regal in a First Blood match.
I see JBL versus John Cena, June 1st, 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Mr. Kennedy versus The Undertaker? Wow. Angle and Cena. Booker T Stone Cold. Oh, yeah, I see the Cena JBL one, yeah.
Now, there's been other promotions. 2 in TNA. Well, 3 if you count Impact, and TNA is the same.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor. Yep.
I wouldn't rank this very high because I feel like once you see blood, that's kind of when it really gets going.
Yeah.
But in this match, it's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
You know? So I would put it like bottom of meh.
Yeah, bottom of meh.
Yeah. You think the idea is cool, and then you see the match, and then you're like, oh, he's bleeding now. You'd think it's going to piss him off, but in reality, it's like, oh, he lost. So,
yeah,
that
match is
sucks.
over now.
Okay, next one is Four Corners Tag Team match. Infamous at WrestleMania 18 and probably WrestleMania 20, if I remember correctly. You would have 4 tag teams, but only 2 tag teams can be in the match at one time, and you can tag in any of the 4 corners because there's a tag team in each corner. Can we just put this at the bottom? Like, this is bad. I hate these matches.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I would put it just below the Battle Royal. I don't think it's as bad as the Bra and Panties match, but it's bad. You know, there's been a couple entertaining ones, but 90% of the time, it's basically just one of those matches where it's like, hey, let's get as many people on the card as possible,
Yeah.
and they don't have a better idea. It's like I'd rather see them in a TLC match or something like that than putting them in a four corners tag match. How boring.
Yeah, it's too
too many
clustery.
people. Yeah, it's dumb.
Bad.
Oh, all right, Gauntlet. So in a Gauntlet match, it's two people start, and then the winner continues on and faces the next opponent. The winner of that continues on to the next opponent, so on and so forth, until all opponents are gone and there's only one man left. What is it? Is that how the casino one goes?
The Casino Gauntlet, it's first fall wins, but it's like a Royal Rumble style entrance.
Oh yes, I remember now. Yeah,
Starts off with two, and then now AEW says randomly at random times the next person enters.
Randomly at random times.
Yeah.
Gotta love AEW.
Yeah, so it's not every 3 minutes or every 5 minutes or whatever. It's
I would say that's a different match. I would say,
and then at random intervals. So say if there's 10 people that are supposed to be in, but only 5 people are in there by the time the first fall
happens,
then the other 5 people are shit out of luck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird concept. I would for the Casino Gauntlet, I would probably say top of bad. For a regular Gauntlet match,
top of
it's
bad.
Not much. Yeah, it's not much better. It's unfair and nonsense and just kind of annoying.
I like the concept of the Casino Gauntlet type better than a regular Gauntlet.
Wow. Okay.
Just because of the randomness of, it can end any time.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. And it gets harder to get a pinfall in the longer the match goes.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been some memorable Gauntlet matches. I would say the most memorable one was probably Kofi Mania.
Oh, well, you didn't watch Hank and Tank win theirs.
Hank and Tank.
So they could get their match at Stand and Deliver.
That's fair. Okay, so we would just put both of them at the top of bad then?
Meh.
Bottom of meh?
Yeah, bottom meh. You don't get the cluster puck that you do with the Battle Royale or a Four Corners tag.
That's fair. That's a good point. That's fair.
There's still either two competitors if it's a regular gauntlet or a tag team gauntlet, and there's 4 people. There's just 2 teams.
Actually, I did forget another match on here. Now that I'm looking, Armageddon, which has only happened once, so I don't think it.
Yeah,
I don't think it counts. All right, the next one is Hair versus Hair.
And the most memorable one did not have. It wasn't the 2 match competitors whose hair was at stake.
Yeah, the Battle of the Billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only really remember 3 Hair versus Hair matches. There was the Battle of the Billionaires. There was Molly Holly versus Victoria. And there was Edge versus Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
It's just an excuse to utilize the... I don't even know, like... when it comes to Molly and Victoria and Vince and Donald, it was clearly just an entertainment thing where they were like, whatever, let's just embarrass the heel,
Yeah.
But I do wonder if Kurt Angle was planning on shaving his head.
He was.
And was like, yeah, he was. And he was like, you know what? let's use this in a match.
Yep.
So it's such a tough thing, right? Because it's like I don't know. I don't know where I would put this.
Jeff Jarrett versus X-Pac.
Was that in TNA?
No, that was WWF.
I'm assuming Jeff Jarrett lost.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett lost. Yeah. That's when he went from having the big mullet to having the spike hair. Who else?
Yeah,
Chavo Guerrero versus Eddie Guerrero.
And Chavo lost.
I think so.
Yeah, because that's when he went. I think he went to his his short-lived white man gimmick after that. Remember that?
No, that's not when it was. That was actually back in '98. That was still in WCW.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought that was when he went to, what was his name?
Kerwin White.
Kerwin White.
Kerwin White.
God, that was terrible. Did you know the only reason that he dropped that gimmick was because Eddie passed away?
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
Okay, hair versus hair. I don't think we can put it very high here. I mean, 3 out of the 4 we remember, so it's memorable. But I wouldn't say it's like an entertaining stipulation, like a super fun. It doesn't change the match. It's just it's a punishment more than a match type.
The gimmick is rough, but the matches have been good.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if we can put it higher than... I mean, what would you rather see? That's how I look at this list. As I go down those and I go, what would I rather see, this or that? And that's how I kind of grade them, down the road. I guess I would put it, man.
I would put it right behind Anarchy and above Cher.
So I would switch some of these around. I would put Gauntlet here.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay with that? Because I keep looking at First Blood going, I don't like First Blood matches.
Yeah.
For the exact reasons that we kept saying, I think it needs to be moved down. I might even put Gauntlet above hair versus hair, but it's 6-1, half dozen the other. So, okay. Standard handicap match. Can we throw that in the trash? There's a reason you don't see them anymore. It's because most of them are bad. They're just they're either a squash match for the one guy, or it's just
which is what they really should be.
Yeah. Like Braun Strowman squashing locals.
Yeah, like what they're doing with Megan Bayne right now in AEW.
Mm.
After she, lost to Toni Storm by a roll-up. Now they're feeding her, 2 local competitors for her to squash them. Which, I mean, she should have done that before.
It's an enhancement match, or it's a match where you get, an authority figure trying to screw over a face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say just about bra and panties. Like I can't. I would still rather see a 4 corners tag match than. I
don't know. I'd rather see a bra and panties match than just a regular handicap match.
Wow. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Hell in a Cell.
If there has to be a goat in this.
It's got to be a goat, right?
It's got to be a goat.
There's been some amazing Hell in a Cell matches. So
there have been some stinkers, but
there's been some absolute stinkers. Yeah. For the amount of excellent, memorable stuff that has happened in Hell in a Cell, I can't not put it in GOAT. Even though there are a bunch of stinkers, for those of you who don't know, we did every Hell in a Cell match ranked video, so go watch that.
Yes.
I can't remember how many GOATs we had. I think it was 3. in that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then there was a bunch more that were really highly rated as well. So yeah, I think as a match, it's got great potential, and that potential has been fulfilled very often. What's this one? Oh, Inferno / Ring of Fire. The last Inferno match was Bray Wyatt and Kane, I think, on Bray Wyatt's debut, if I recall correctly. Wasn't it? On Bray Wyatt's debut, or it was later on? He may have fought Orton in a Inferno match. Well, they called it a Ring of Fire match eventually, but same thing.
So I'm showing 3.
Technically, there was only 3.
3 technically Inferno matches. Kane versus MVP.
That was the one where Kane got on fire.
Kane versus the Undertaker. Yeah.
Kane versus the Undertaker. Kane versus and then I think there was 2 or 3 Ring of Fire matches.
Let's see.
I think one was Daniel Bryan, one was Kane and Bray, and then maybe Bray and Orton. But all 3 were Bray though.
Bray versus Kane.
That was it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. So the other ones must have been something else.
Orton set Bray on fire.
Maybe that was like a street fight.
Firefly Inferno match.
Okay. So, but it didn't have like the ring surrounded by fire, or did it?
Did it?
I don't know.
I know that was the one in the during the pandemic. I think it was.
Oh, yeah, that's certainly possible. I mean, it's not a great concept, in all honesty. The matches aren't great in it. It's more about like the spectacle.
Yeah, it's definitely one for TV because the people on the floor can't really see it with the fire.
No, and it's probably really uncomfortable in the front row.
Yeah,
I mean,
your eyebrows singed off.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather see this than a First Blood match, but that's about as high as I could go.
You'd rather see a chair match?
Yeah, because it's at least like it's basically a no DQ match. It's just they can only use chairs.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. Ooh, I Quit. This one might be amazing, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It would be a goat. It would be a goat, but there's been some stinkers in this category. Like, the most recent one, I think, was AJ Styles and Cody?
Cody.
Yeah, that was crap. I don't know what they were thinking of that. The match ended with AJ cowering in the corner turnbuckle with Cody carrying some steel steps.
Yeah.
Threatening to hit him with it. It was like, really? That's what makes you quit?
There was one.
Yeah, but
I think it was an AEW recently.
I didn't even know they did I Quit matches in AEW. Interesting.
No, I'm sorry. It was Josh Alexander against Mike Santana. TNA.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've caught up to that one yet. Oh, yeah. That one was really good.
I am 3 pay-per-views behind now because I didn't see this.
This was the one in January this year.
I think that might be the one I'm on. I think.
They did have one. Adam Copeland, while he was still Adam Copeland, versus Christian Cage.
In AEW? Match.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. That was their big feud ending for the TNT title.
I don't even remember them having a feud. That's hilarious.
Yep. That was the one in Toronto, I think.
Oh. Yeah, wow. Shows you how memorable AEW is.
Rated 8.1 on Cage Match.
Maybe I got it. Well, Cage Match is filled with AEW fans, as we have talked about before.
Edge versus Finn Balor. That was an I Quit match. October of 22.
That one, was that after their Hell in a Cell match?
Extreme Rules 22.
Extreme Rule. Maybe that was before. Oh, that must have been before their Hell in a Cell match then.
Their Hell in a Cell was at Mania, right?
Yeah. So Extreme Rules, if that was in December, it must have been before. Because I think Edge went away for a while. If I remember correctly. But there's been way better I Quit matches like way in the past. I mean, Mankind and Rock at Royal Rumble. Holy shit.
Ooh.
That was brutal. It's hard to watch.
My versus Terry Funk.
Yeah. Absolute classic. My personal favorite, this might be surprising to you, but it's Cena and JBL.
Oh, that was a good one too. Yep.
They bloodied the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
You know, and JBL only quit because they were both destroyed, and Cena picked up like the smokestack of the truck, the semi truck, and was like gonna crush him with it, and he's like, no, and then he did it anyway after the match. Was great.
Oh yeah, looking down these, that one got 4.25 stars from Meltzer, by the way.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna look up every I Quit match ranked. Let's see if there's got to be one, right? Best submission.
I Quit. Rock. The Rumble was 3 3/4. Rock versus Triple H had one the next day.
Cena and Batista. Oh, Cena and Orton at Breaking Point. That was great. That was when Orton was like a psycho.
He still is.
Well, yeah. That was when he was like going through his like punt phase. Yeah. And he like hung Cena up by handcuffs on the ring post and was smoking him with the kendo stick. That was amazing.
Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy.
There was an I Quit Hell in a Cell match? I didn't know that. It's weird. Oh, it was during the pandemic. That explains that.
Definitely amazing.
Yeah, I'd say amazing. We could go on, but yeah.
Yep.
When it's done right, it's done really, really, really well.
Yep.
Iron Man.
Great. There's been some absolute bangers, like the kids say.
Yeah. Lesnar and Angle. Kurt. Yeah, Shawn and Brett.
Sasha Bailey.
Sasha Bailey. There was one in. There was another one in NXT. I don't remember who it was though. I think it was Tommaso and Gargano, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would put it just below Elimination Chamber. Is where I would put it. I don't know if that's how you feel. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Iron Survivor. So this is the NXT one where they have what is it? 30 minutes, and every time someone gets pinned in the match, it's like 6 guys, I think, and then every time someone gets pinned, they get put on the scoreboard, and the person that got pinned goes into like a penalty box for 2 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, I love this match. I thought the first one that Grayson Waller won, I thought was brilliant. So good. I love it.
I also thought it was good too. He gave it 4 1/4.
Damn it! Damn you, Meltzer. I would. I'd put it at the top of good. I don't think it has enough history yet. Yeah, top of good. I would go low grade. I don't think it's better than an Iron Man match. I think there's only been like 2. Well, 4 if you include one for the women, one for the men.
There's been 6.
6, so it's been going for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them haven't been great. There's been a couple I've watched that are like, that could have gone better.
This last year's were both really great. I would recommend. You've got a lot of NXT to watch.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, as high as you're willing to put it. I mean, I would put it in Well,
It's hard, right?
I
Maybe right above Fight Pit.
yeah, right above Fight Pit.
All right, our first TNA match, I think. King of the Mountain. Remember this match?
I don't really
So,
remember it.
okay, so King of the Mountain is a ladder match, but it's a reverse ladder match. So it's like 6 men in a ladder match, but you start off as ineligible in the match. You have to get
Okay.
a pinfall or a submission on one of your competitors. Once you do, then you have to take the title that you're fighting for, which is usually like on the outside of the ring somewhere. It's like in a box or held by a referee. You have to take the title, and then you have to climb the ladder and hang up the title on the hook. So it's kind of like a reverse ladder match, but you have to be eligible to be able to climb first. So it starts off as like a elimination match, except you don't get eliminated when you get pinned. I think you might go into a penalty box or something like that. But you have to become eligible to carry the title up there. So it's kind of it's complicated, but it's very interesting.
I'll defer to you.
I've only seen 2, and they were good. I would put it. The problem is they're very complicated.
King of the Mountain.
King of the Mountain. Yeah, it's TNA. It's a TNA staple. I think it was created by Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
I would put it. I would put it right below Buried Alive. That's where I would put it.
There have been 12.
Oh wow, I've definitely missed a lot then. But
The
I mean,
last
that's not
one
surprising.
was 2016.
Something you need to bring back. I think it's an interesting
You
concept.
said where?
I was thinking right below Buried Alive, but maybe at the bottom of Good, because it's so specific to a company. You good?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I totally defer to you.
All right, a standard ladder match. So this is not a TLC match, and this is not a Money in the Bank. This is just a ladder match, which you don't really see too often anymore. Just a standard ladder match. I think I have TLC. Yeah, I've got TLC.
The last one we saw was Cody and KO.
Which was fantastic. It was a brilliant match.
Actually, no, that was not the last one we saw.
Oh.
You should know the last one we saw. We just talked about it last week.
Oh, was it at NXT? Oh, yeah, the women's Intercontinental.
Yeah.
Or women's North American title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some crazy, great multi-man ladder matches. There's been some crazy single one-on-one ladder matches. I mean, RVD and Jeff Hardy, RVD and Eddie Guerrero.
Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon.
I was going to say the GOAT, yeah.
I'd put it above Iron Survivor. And great for just a standard ladder match.
Yeah, I could do that.
Because that's not including TLC, which will be, I'd imagine, somewhere.
Yeah, it's its own deal.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Last Man Standing. I would. I kind of instantly know where I would put this for some reason. I would put it right above Fight Pit. There's been some absolute fantastic Last Man Standing matches, and then there's been some boring ass Last Man Standing matches that have sucked.
Yeah.
But the ones that were good were very, very, very good. The best one that comes to mind is Lesnar and Reigns at SummerSlam. That was insane.
Yes,
where he came
it
in
was.
with the forklift and picked up the ring.
We had the Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu last month. Actually, earlier this month.
Yeah, it was very recent.
Braun Strowman
but then
versus
there's been
Bronson Reed.
yeah, there's been some duds though. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Remember how that one they fucked up so badly
Yeah.
on
Oh
that
yeah.
one? Kevin Owens got locked to the
And Paul couldn't get the
Paul couldn't get it open.
handcuff unlocked.
It was like,
Yeah.
okay, Kevin, you've lost 8 times already. Why is this match still going? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
I can't put it lower than the fight pit because again, the fight pit's such a new match, and it's only had 3. Last man standing. There's a lot of last man standings. Lion's Den. So there hasn't been many of these. And they've all been with Ken Shamrock, right?
I think so. Or Owen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it Owen versus Ken Shamrock?
It was.
And then there was The Rock versus Ken Shamrock.
Owen versus Steve Blackman and Ken versus Owen.
And The Rock wasn't in one?
No.
Oh, wow.
Unless he was in Lion's Den Weapons.
Lion's Den with weapons.
That was Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman.
Yeah, I don't like Lion's Den. Yeah, it's not great. I would put it at the bottom of meh.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Lumberjack / Lumberjill.
Do we include the one with zombie? The zombies?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Goat.
Yeah. Goat. Oh God. I like the idea of Lumberjill matches, but they're never consistent. Sometimes like the idea of the match is that you're just supposed to get thrown back in the ring. But and then some matches they like beat the shit out of you, and some matches they save you from getting the shit beat out of you. It's very inconsistent.
Yeah, I'd put it meh.
Yeah, I'd put it at the bottom of meh. I don't think I can say it's better than a Lion's Den. All right, Money in the Bank. It's got to be a goat, right?
Yeah. Bottom of goat.
Bottom of goat. Yeah, I would agree.
Yep.
They rarely, if ever, have been a dud. Like they're always entertaining. You're always curious who's gonna take the briefcase and what they're gonna do with it. Like it's just a great concept. It's a great match. I couldn't say what's bad about it. There's nothing really bad about it.
Nope.
There's been some like Money in the Bank matches where it's like, who are these people? Why are they in this match?
Why should they be in the Money in the Bank match?
Yeah, like I remember there was one where it had Wade Barrett, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing in this match? Go away.
Now they did have the fun one where in the the one that Otis won in the WWE headquarters.
That's one of my favorites.
That was fun.
That one was basically a cinematic match. It was like a cinematic Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
It was so good. It's only ruined by the fact that John Laurinaitis is in it. Other than that, it's perfect.
Wow.
Okay, so this one is no DQ / street fight / extreme rules / no holds bars. This has to be a goat, right? Or amazing, at least. There's so many classics that fit into these. Amazing.
But there's some that are such duds.
It's true. Yeah, I wouldn't put it as high as an I Quit. I think I Quit is just such a cooler concept. And more memorable. But yeah, I mean, there's been so many great street fights. It's tough not to put it higher than that. On a pole matches.
Trash.
Right? Absolute fucking trash. Maybe not as bad as a blindfold match, but fucking terrible.
That is the next one.
Punjabi Prison, top of trash. Yeah. It's a cool structure, but when you're in person, you can't see anything that's happening.
Yeah.
It's like, who thought that was a good idea? Not only to have created it once, but to use it more than once. They used it like 2 or 3 times. And every time I'm like, why? Why are you doing this?
Let's see. How many? I think 3.
I know it was 3?
Uh,
I think it was Orton and Great Khali, Jinder Mahal and Orton.
Jinder Mahal,
And
Orton, Batista and Khali, and Big Show and Undertaker.
Batista. What? Why did they have a Punjabi prison match without Great Khali?
It was supposed to be Undertaker against Khali, but he couldn't make it for some reason. So the Big Show got substituted.
Wow, that must have been a great match.
It was either one or the other. One of them
couldn't make it.
Well, no, the Khali couldn't make it.
Oh, okay.
So one of them ended up coming in.
Substituting. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I think it was.
Well, we lugged this prison all the way here. I guess we got to use it, boys. All right. Royal Rumble. Goat. Yeah. Better than Money in the Bank? Better than Hell in a Cell? Ooh.
Middle.
Okay. What's this one? Scramble match. So championship scramble match is basically you got 5 or 6 guys. You have 20 or 30 minutes, and pinfalls count, and whoever has the championship at the end of the match is the champion. They haven't used it very often. I remember one with Triple H in it where he passed it around to like every guy in the match, and then he ended up with it at the end of end of it.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Top of bad, I would say.
If it's 20 minutes, you can go take a shit for 18 minutes and come back and watch the last 2.
Yeah.
Or,
just like a battle royal. Same thing.
Well, but at least with this one, you know when it's going to end.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Like you can literally go walk your dog or do anything for 18 minutes and just come back and watch the last 2.
Shark Cage. So this is the one where the guy hangs above the ring, or in Dom's case, above the aisleway for some reason.
Yeah.
Some of them have been memorable, and others have been memorable for the wrong reasons. I remember Jericho was in one with he was in the cage, and it was Kevin Owens defending his Universal title against somebody, and the idea is always, the guy goes in the shark cage so he can't interfere in the match, but they always find a way to do it. They always find a way to interfere. But in that particular match, Jericho didn't do anything. He was just up there. Shitting his pants, by the way, because apparently Jericho was afraid of heights. Yeah. So he was absolutely terrified up there. And I would have been too. That's a long way up.
So they had one in AEW. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they called it. They had the Jericho Appreciation Society was locked up in the shark cage.
Just on the stage?
Yeah, it was on the floor, like not necessarily in the crowd, but just behind the barricade somewhere. And it came time for them to interfere, and they couldn't get the door unlocked. So what everybody do? They just slid out between the bars.
Oh my god, that's so
that much
stupid.
Room in between the bars that they could just slide right out. Yeah,
that is so stupid.
Yeah, so it's bad.
Probably. Where in bad would you put it? I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad though. Like the AEW one's bad, but like that one with Dom, it ended bad, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, when Raquel came out.
Yeah, and they screwed up the timing.
Yeah. Maybe bottom of meh.
Bottom of meh. Because I do remember them. I remember them hanging. Yeah, bottom of meh. Special guest referee. I would put it at the top of bad, and here's why.
Okay.
The gimmick takes away from the people wrestling. Because it's no longer about the people wrestling, it's about what is the special guest referee going to do. And I hate it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very similar to how I absolutely hate it when WWE books WrestleMania and it's a championship match. And they're like, all right, but if the challenger gets, or if the champion gets disqualified, he loses the title. And I'm like, well, we know he's not going to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I'm just like, this is a stupid booking idea. I don't like it.
All right.
The concept is interesting, but then in practice, it just doesn't work for me. So yeah, I would put it even top of bad for me personally is high. But yeah, I don't know. Could you go lower than top of bad? Like I would put it personally. Yeah. I mean, if you can go that low, I'll go that low. I would go lower, but okay. Standard steel cage match.
Great.
It can be great.
Good.
My problem with this match has always been that there's a fucking door. And that one of the ways you can escape the cage is by just going through the door. I'm like, why is the door open?
Yeah.
I hate that part of it. There should not be an option of going out the door. It should be fucking locked. Which is why I like the fight pit. Because you can't leave the fight pit. Same thing with Hell in a Cell. You can't leave the Hell in a Cell, although they managed to get out of Hell in a Cell. But the steel cage match is like, why is there a door? The cage should come around them, and then that's it.
I still like good.
I'll let you place this wherever you'd like, because I think I'm pretty biased on this match. I hate steel cage matches. There's been some good steel cage matches, don't get me wrong, but I just hate the concept. I just hate it. If you're gonna have a cage match, there should be no door. Bottom of good?
Yep.
All right. A leather strap / bull rope match. I'm not a big fan of these. It's always scary for me to watch them, especially when they do crazy stuff, like when they go over the rope and they're still attached to each other's wrists. I'm like, oh my god, one wrong move, there goes your wrist.
See, a lot of them have gotten to where the straps are so long that
that's true.
Just
dog collar matches.
Just walk around and touch the ropes or touch the corners without the opponent moving, rather than having to drag them.
I should specify on that. So, I don't mind the strap match when it's not the four-corner tagging bullshit. I hate that shit. It's so dumb. I hate it. I don't like the bull rope match at all. I think the gimmick of having a metal bell in the middle to use against your opponent is a little It's a little cheesy. I have seen some great regular strap matches where it's just, and dog collar. Punk's had some great ones.
I mean, to me, the dog collar is the same as the bull rope match.
Oh, because of the bell. But you can use it against them. I mean, you can use the strap, too. You can do the whoosh, I don't know. It's a weird one. Some of them have been terrible. Some of them have been pretty good. Anytime they use that tag the four corners thing, I'm like, really?
I think the concept of it is great.
Mm-hmm.
Would put it in great. Because it's, keeping the chicken shit heel within the reach of the babyface, trying to get him.
That's true. It's true.
So it's good for a blow-off match.
Maybe right above Fight Pit?
Yeah.
Okay. Submission match, which is not really used anymore.
Kind of meh.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. It's so tailored to specific wrestlers, you know. I would put it. I'd put it above Lion's Den. I want to say. What is the one? What is this one? Oh, Lumberjack. Yeah, I'd put it above Lion's Den. Okay. Survivor Series traditional. So this is the 5-on-5 elimination match. Yeah, not great.
The concept is GOAT.
But the concept is great, but it's never utilized right, is it?
No, but the execution is.
I think what they should honestly
lacking.
Yeah, I think what they should do with that match is shrink it to a 3-on-3 and make it a tornado tag.
I mean, I don't mind the 4-on-4 or even a 5. I think when you built a whole pay-per-view around it, of every match being it, kind of soured it for me.
What soured it for me was the SmackDown versus Raw crap. Hated that.
Yeah. But I mean, think it, like if you right now had a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-5 of the top people that like the blood. Well, I mean, this kind of goes from the War Games now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it if it was a stable versus a stable.
Right.
But I don't like the ones where it's just 4 random guys or 5 random guys versus 5 random guys. It's stupid, you know?
I mean, it like if you had a reason for a 5-on-5 or a 4-on-4 that are together, of stables or people with a common enemy, like Cody, Sammy, Kevin, and whoever against the Bloodline.
And they've used this ideology in the War Games matches recently,
right? Because now it's transferred to War Games.
Well, I don't know if you saw in the news, but they announced the next Survivor Series, and it does not have the War Games subtitle anymore.
I'm not against it.
So it's just Survivor Series. So it does, in the background, it does have a steel cage, like, gradient, like, pattern. So it may still be using it, but they've dropped the name from it at the very least. I'm assuming they probably did that to give them maneuverability to not have a War Games match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it.
Yeah. But the actual traditional Survivor Series match, it's got potential. It's just never been fulfilled, I don't think. The most memorable one is probably the worst one, which is the WWE versus WCW Alliance thing.
Yeah.
Which wasn't great.
Or the Sting, where Sting appeared.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was Raw versus SmackDown, though, right?
Yeah. So the actual match itself was not great. Yeah. I think that was the one where Ziggler really had like a shining day in the sun. Yes, I mean it can be used right, but 90% of the time it's not.
Meh,
so I would
say meh.
Yeah, I'd say the bottom of meh. Like it's always been lackluster. Tables, which is also a match that doesn't happen really anymore. Standard tables match. I would put it at bottom of good.
Yeah, bottom of good.
TLC. He's dealing with an entity.
The girl.
He's back. TLC. Goat, right?
Yeah.
Where in Goat?
Okay.
I'd say the bottom of Goat.
I
I mean, the other ones just have more of them.
love you. I love you too. I'll see you in the
I
morning.
love you too.
I'll see you. You not taking your bag? No. Okay.
Sayonara.
She gone.
Tornado Tag Team. So this is basically just a regular tag team match, except they don't tag. They're just both
It's just
always available.
A Young Bucks match.
Yeah. It's basically every tag team match in the last 5 minutes.
In AEW.
Yeah, even in WWE, that's how those matches typically end. It's just in chaos. Really? I like them. I mean, they don't happen often enough. That's the problem. I would prefer if every tag match was a tornado tag match. Just start it that way. It's just that's when it gets good. I put it like above chair.
I mean, how high would you put it?
Oh, you want to go higher than that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you said you like them, so where?
I that's where I'd probably go. I don't know if I.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Okay. Triple threat. I mean, for me, I know where I'm putting it.
And great,
but I was gonna say amazing. I love triple threat matches. Love them. I could name you so many great triple threat matches.
I could probably look up and give you a bunch of duds too.
It's true.
Better than
just like Hell in a Cell.
Chamber match. Better than Chamber.
Yeah, I'd put it at the bottom of amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
what I would do. Because I mean, it's basically a no DQ match, but it's also a triple threat match. It's
right.
It's so good. There's so much craziness that can happen in a triple threat. I love it. All right, our TNA one, Ultimate X. So for those of you who don't know what Ultimate X is, it's 4 steel posts that surround the ring, and at the top of them is a ring rope that they all tied together to form an X, and at the center of those ropes, hanging above the ring, is a title. So you have to climb up one of the 4 steel posts, and then shimmy along the rope until you get to the center and grab the title for the win.
And they had one last night, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Last night?
Yeah.
Or night before?
Last night. No, yeah. Night before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Cool. I look forward to seeing it. I have 3 TNA pay-per-views to catch up on. I really like Ultimate X. I think it's such a cool concept. And there's been some crazy, crazy moments in Ultimate X matches.
That was a crazy one the other night, too.
Ooh, looking forward to it. I mean, there were some absolute classics with AJ Styles and, like, Petey Williams. And,
yep.
I mean, great stuff. I would put this... this might be controversial.
Amazing.
I would put this... Oh, I wasn't going to go that high. Were you thinking?
I don't know. I was just by what you were saying. It sounded like you were thinking amazing.
Oh, I was thinking right below Last Man Standing.
Okay.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great match.
The one thing TNA tried to do, they tried to come up with a lot of different.
Yes, they did.
Stipulations from AEW or from WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them landed like that, Ultimate X. Some of them maybe didn't. Like
remember the red cage match that they did, Thunderdome or Thunder Cage or something? That was terrible.
Clockwork House of Fun match or something like that. With the weapons hanging from the cage.
Oh, Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball match too.
Which is basically just a no DQ,
Yeah.
maybe a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore match. Only 2 left. Next one is Underground.
I love it. I like it.
I know, I do too. Yeah. I surprisingly, I do enjoy it. I watched one recently. Was it on Raw? It was like, no, it wasn't Raw. It was like Shayna Baszler and someone else. I don't know who it was. Was it Shayna and Io, maybe? Thought it was on Raw.
What do they call it now then?
They do call it just Underground now. There was Raw Underground, and then it just changed to Underground, I think. But I think this was on NXT. Maybe I'm remembering wrong.
Let's see. I know. Well, it's not under that for match, cage match.
Oh, I see.
I know who was in one. Lola Vice.
Eddie Thorpe and Dijak. Maybe that was what I was thinking of. Lola Vice and Jada Parker had one.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking of.
That might be what I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's been some really good ones.
So what do they call it then? Do you have a date on that, Lola Vice and Jada Parker? Oh, NXT Underground.
NXT Underground, yeah. There was Natalia and Lola Vice.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It was at NXT Battleground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was really, really good.
No, they don't have. Yeah, they don't have a category for a match type, or they don't have a match type on that for Underground.
Huh.
But yeah, they have had some really good ones.
Okay. Yeah, I would. There hasn't been enough of them, and none of them have been like high caliber, like spectacles, I would say. So I can't put this super high. I would put it. Man, I think deathmatch is too high for me, but above cinematic,
Okay.
maybe. I'm very partial to that beat the clock challenge. I think it's so underutilized. I really like it. All right, and obviously the final one is War Games. There's been some stinkers, but there's been some amazing ones too.
I still put it in great.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking.
Above Iron Survivor, below Ladder.
You think it's better than The Last Man Standing?
No.
Yeah. No.
Do you think Last Man Standing is worse than, or do you think Iron Survivor is better than Last Man Standing?
No.
Okay.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, put Last Man Standing above Iron Survivor then. And now maybe put.
Oops. Maybe War Games right above Ultimate X.
Iron Survivor.
Oh, you still want to put it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
There's just a lot more history for War Games.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I think this looks good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our every WWE match. Oh, actually, WWE, AEW, TNA, and more actually are in here. Match stipulation list ranked. I think it's a good list.
I would give that a good shucky ducky quack quack. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dog. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a special individual. All right, if you want to check me out, I am on BlueSky at TJ-Leo.
I'm at Cole2K on the BlueSky and on the X.
If you want to email us, you can do so at co.op.podcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to apply to join the Co-op Club Discord community server. Cole and I are on there. Sim31's on there. Aggro, who helped us with the intro, is on there, and several other good folks. So make sure you join and chat it up with us. Other than that, I think this has been a cool ranked episode. And we will be back for more every week, as always. Until then, enjoy.
Enjoy.